So we are going to start our presentation now. I'm very much looking forward to this. We have Olga Berdikan. She's doing embodiment tips, how to survive a photo shoot and get good pictures. Olga is a photographer and psychologist who coaches visible embodiment. She helps clients to integrate how they are seen and manifest in the world with deeper aspects of their lives. She studied psychology at Moscow State University, works as a professional portrait photographer, and combines her photography work with research into somatic movement. She's currently living in Berlin and deepening her research with a postgraduate study in neuroscience. So she could not be more qualified for this. I'm really looking forward to hearing what she has to say. And for now, please give your attention to Olga.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I hope it's a good morning for you. I'm really excited to be in this conference and presenting the topic I love. When I was thinking about the topic, I wanted to do something practical and useful. And as a photographer, I work with normal people who don't know how to pose, who are not professional models. And what I see every time is that people are they're really nervous and anxious coming to the photo shoot, and they have a lot of kind of questions and insecurities and like, oh my God, and they're kind of quite stressed. So it takes me some time to sort of work this through and then actually move to taking pictures. And I thought that today we can talk about possible possible reasons of why it happens. We will talk about how our body image is formed, what are the components there, and how it might be sort of stressed on the photo shoot, what can come up, and like what to do with it. So I will give you practical tips how to deal with your possible anxiety and actually enjoy the photo shoot and get great pictures, and don't worry about that. A little bit about myself. I was like counting, and actually I started my education in psychology 15 years ago. I'm quite young, but still. And roughly the same time, I got into photography. And for me, it was kind of quite like not a like a direct journey that I was knowing where I'm going and what I'm doing. I was like exploring a lot in psychology. I was studying different things. I was studying also expressive art therapy, and then coaching, and then transformational coaching, and sort of working with different groups of people in business, with adults and with teenagers, with kids at school. So I was like trying out different things. And at the same time, I was trying out different things in photography, and like eventually landed in portrait photography. And then about 6 years ago, like embodiment and movement kicked in, and I just dove into contact improvisation, and then somatic movement, and then I studied holistic dance and embodiment. So, and actually this embodiment frame or like focus actually enriched my photographic experience, and I think it actually framed what I do now. So I prepared some slides, so I will share my screen now. So maybe let me tell you a bit more what I'm doing now. I'm not just a photographer. As you understand, I'm not just doing the professional shoots, for example, like for business purposes or family shoots, or I'm doing some kind of photo coaching sessions, which I called authentic photo shoots. And actually, this is like the merging of three of these disciplines I was practicing and studying. At a certain point, I think I realized that in everything what I do, the central figure is the person. I'm really interested in people and how they really are, what they really feel, or what they really think. You know, what is their like a deeper kind of deeper essence, their like inner beauty and inner strength, which actually everyone has, but not everyone can get access to it quite easily. And so these authentic photo shoots, they came up first like as a project to explore this inner essence and like inner truth. But then I realized that actually they're quite therapeutic, and sometimes it's more therapeutic sessions, sometimes it's more coaching sessions, and we can use them for exploring certain issues clients is coming to me, and then we can add all this, so we can address these issues and work in a very safe, non-judgmental, and kind of very curious and open space. We can definitely include the embodiment element, because like you are seen in your embodiment, you know, like whatever you move, how you stand, what you say, you know, everything, like this embodiment is seen, and it can be observed by me as a photographer, and also it can be felt by the client, and then it can be seen in the pictures. So while we're exploring like with words and embodiment the issue client come with, and making pictures, and then we can use these pictures as as a witness of the process. Sometimes it's a trigger if the question is connected with like for example, how I feel myself in front of the camera, like why I don't know, I'm frozen and I want to have a good pictures, but I don't know, I'm just standing there, and it's really hard to overcome that. So sometimes we work directly with that as well. And then also we can use these pictures as an anchor, kind of seeing ourselves sometimes in the moments, kind of unexpected moments. And in these moments, something can come up which is not accessible by the conscious psyche, but it's still there, because like I think I can't fake anything, I can't make anything on the picture. If it's there, if the emotion is there, its embodiment is there, like there is some truth is there, and it can be seen, it can be caught in the frame, and then like the client can see that and actually access to this state, sometimes not through the embodiment and feeling if it's hard for them, but through the picture. So yeah, this is very inspiring work for me, and it can go quite deep. So yeah, and some of the issues I work with, actually is so it's mostly connected with how people feel themselves in front of the camera. How do they feel, yeah, in the process of being photographed? Like people come with like, I never look good on the pictures, or I just don't like my pictures to be taken, but I still want to have a good pictures. And you know, it's kind of like tearing them apart, or that how they feel themselves, it doesn't match what they see on their photos, and they're like, why, you know, it's kind of just a different person, what's going on, you know, and we can explore that. Or yeah, people think that they're not photogenic, or they're not beautiful, or something wrong with them, and they're looking for the possibility kind of to explore that, and maybe see the other side. So yeah, this is some of the topics we work with. And Yeah, and actually, if you see, there is, okay, let's go to the other slide and then I will explain what I mean. Actually, I think it's the biggest existential dilemma we have, that we have our bodies, and we can be seen from outside by other people, but we can not kind of see ourselves in the same way as others see us. You know, like we can feel, we have sensations, we have our inner feelings, different kinds of feelings in the body. We have our ideas, our thoughts, our life, kind of our life in our body comes from inside. And but other people can just see our body, our embodiment, how we do something, how we express ourselves. And for me, it's kind of a paradox, you know, like, so we have so much information about ourselves, but at the same time, this is other people or other, like this outside observer who have much more visual information about ourselves. So actually we can, the how we look like, we know just through reflections of, you know, like in the mirror or pictures or video, or this is other people telling us how we look like or what they think about how we look like, and then it sort of helps us, or it makes us to build this body image and get the idea of who we are, how we look like. And for me, it's like, it's just fascinating. I mean, it's like really, really strange maybe thing. It's kind of obvious, you know, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I can't see my face, you know, I would never see my face. This is funny, like you can see my face, but I can't. And it's the vice versa, like, why? So yeah, so let's talk about how actually we construct our body image and what are the components there. So body image is what we think about ourselves and what how we kind of how we see ourselves in our mind. You know, the first and this funniest thing is that actually we can't see ourselves directly. We can see ourselves just by reflections, pictures, mirrors. We can see, like, directly, we can see some body parts, you know, so like, I mean, we all have this view from the top, and then we can see our limbs, and of course they're not 100%, I mean, this is a certain angle, so they're not 100% how they are, they really are. And so we have a lot of distortions in our vision, let's say, because it's like the certain angle, how do I look at myself, even in the mirror, for example, and then the mirror might have distortions, so it can make you wider, it can make you shorter, it can make, you know, so there is this thing. And then also when you look at yourself in the photos, it's the same thing. It depends on the angle, it depends on the light, it depends on the lens which were used. So again, there is like, it's never the whole truth, you know, even if we use all this means to try to make this like to construct our idea how we actually look like, you know, it's every time there is some distortion there, so it's a little bit, it's never the 100% truth. And I think it's kind of fascinating as well. It's important to remember this, especially if sometimes we have some maybe unpleasant ideas about ourselves, and we then look for proofs in the picture, and then you know. The next is our felt embodiment, I would say. Sorry, I'm trying to place some, yeah. So yeah, the next is our embodiment, our somatic and sensory experience. And this is really important to remember and to take in, because it's how we move in our body, how we feel ourselves inside our skin. It's how flexible we are, what we can do with our body, how we can move, how easily we can move. And this experience will be very different, like if you're doing any sports, or if you're doing like yoga and you're very stretchy and flexible, or you're not doing anything, or you might have had any injury, you know, so it kind of limits your experience maybe, or it limits your movement, and then it gives you some idea how your body is shaped maybe, or maybe it's age, or maybe it's just some just occasional things. If you, I don't know, ate too much food and you feel bloated and you feel like, you know, heavy, and then it also influences on your body image. And at such moments I'm feeling like, okay, no, I'm not beautiful, I'm horrible, I'm definitely don't want to be seen, because I'm like just a balloon, you know. And then it kind of, I know that it's temporary, but at the same time it's kind of shaping my body image a little bit differently at this moment. Also, it's how you feel in your clothes. Like clothes is actually a big thing to shape our experience. Again, how tight is it, how loose it is, how does it allow me to breathe freely, or does it contract my movements again? And maybe my clothes is too small for me, and then I will definitely feel uncomfortable, because it's like I feel I can't squeeze there, you know, it feels like I'm too big for that, you know. So it's kind of very relative experience, let's say. The next thing is culture. It's the context you are living in. It's, first of all, culture shapes our ideas about the body and the beauty. So yeah, I think you can make your own examples, and maybe you have probably you know what is the perfect beauty, let's say, in your country or in your city or your part of the world, you know. Like, I think it's very different from country to country, and you can see it traveling, and you can see how people look differently, or how they make their hair differently, or how heavy they are, or how they dress up, and what is sort of appropriate for the country and for the culture, for the religion, for example, and what is not. And maybe here can be the question, how do you fit in this culture or in the context you are living in? Yeah, for example, I had a story. There was a girl who was kind of like very informal, wearing dreadlocks and this kind of clothes, but she was living in a small Russian city where she just couldn't go out in this kind of outfit and with this hairstyle to the street, because, you know, it was just not accepted. And so it was also like shaping the idea, like, how do you want to conform to this, to your culture, or you feel that you're standing out, and then you're kind of looking for your own ways to express yourself and maybe to feel yourself as well. And like, it also gives us the idea, it might give the idea that, like, am I beautiful? Am I good enough for this culture? How do other people react to me? So this is also quite important. And the last thing for shaping our body image is like our personal history. It's what actually happened to you in your body in your lifetime. How did other people reacted on you, and how maybe what they were saying, also how they were commenting your your body or your dressing choices. It can be some maybe memories of some people when you were a child or when you were a teenager. You know, some people might say something about how you look like, and then you kind of remembered that, and then you took it to your adult life, and then have you revisited this idea, or you might just stick to this idea which actually now outdated, but it's still shaping your idea of your body and yeah, how you look like, whether you're beautiful, whether it also might be your own evaluation of your own appearance, but like some time ago. I remember when I was a teenager, I saw my photo and I thought like I had a very huge nose, like it's a horrible nose, and I was like kind of sticking to this idea that I have a big nose, and I think for about 10 years, and then I kind of looked again at new pictures and I'm like, oh, actually I'm not, and something has changed. But I was I got stuck to some idea which yeah, then felt, I don't know, important, like when I was 13, and then it changed. So it's also, yeah, good to revisit your ideas about yourself. And yeah. So so we have our body image, which is constructed from all these different angles, from how we see ourselves in the pictures and reflections, and so this like images. It's our inner sensations, how we feel in our body. It's what other people or our outside reality tells us, and how does it comments on how we look like, whether we are beautiful or not. And so when people come to the photo shoot, actually it puts a lot of pressure on them. And what I was hearing from my clients, that they feel like being in the spotlight, and it's like too much attention, and photographers are looking at them very like directly. And some people were like, why are you looking at me? And I was, it's my job. You came to me to get the pictures, so I'm trying to get the pictures. I need to look at you, So for some people, it was like, even if it was the context for that, for being looked at, for being kind of seen, I think it might make them feel maybe quite naked, because as an outside observer, I might see something that they didn't control, or something, or I might, there's like, it might rise a lot of anxieties and a lot of insecurities in the moment. And what I heard from people, what they were anxious about on the shoot, maybe you can relate to some of these things. That, for example, that I don't know what to do with my body. Is like, should I look at the camera? Shouldn't I? Like, how should I pose? I don't know how to pose. I'm like, shit, I haven't prepared, or like, yeah, like what should I do? Where I should put my hands? And kind of, it makes people anxious, and it doesn't help. Also, some were saying like, what will they think? Yeah, like what if I'm as a photographer judging them? Or what if the people who will be looking at these pictures will think something, or kind of judge them somehow? Or maybe they will judge themselves looking at these pictures, saying like, oh my God, you're like, again, you can see this, or they wasn't sure if they look good, like, especially, I think, again, like, am I beautiful, am I good do I look good in this dress, was it a good choice, or like, how does my body parts, which I'm very much insecure about, are they seeing, do the photographer also like looking there and thinking like, oh my god, she couldn't, I don't know, she can, take a different dress or whatever, or like she has a huge ears, or I don't know, like, I'm very anxious about my cheeks all the time, still. And I'm trying to, like, I don't know, somehow hide my cheeks. So it's sort of working on yourself, it just doesn't go away. You need to put some compassionate attention. Or some people were very focused on the result, like they came for a photo shoot, they're paying money, they want the result, so they need to perform, I need to perform, we really need to work hard and get it done. And then, like, what I see is the person who is like very focused, very stiff, and like they're not sure how to pose, but actually it reminds me of the passport photos being taken, like, because you are like very focused, you are told to look at the camera, freeze, and don't blink, it's like, I think, did you have this experience, like, of your passport photos being taken? It's like, it's perfect. I think they create this what we call like stress response. If you watch some sessions, I think you know what is stress response. Yeah, like it makes us anxious, and they just they create this state in our body. You can like practice now, like just like look at the camera, freeze, I don't blink. Are you breathing? What was the first thought in your head? Like, maybe write it in the chat.
People saying they're stopping breathing when they try and do that, and when will it be over? Those kind of questions in the chat. Not your presentation, the experience of having your passport taken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, what I noticed that like people, like almost everyone has this passport photo experience, and we come for a different photo shoot with the same attitude. Like, I know what I should do. Look at the camera, like freeze, because it's a picture, I shouldn't move, and I shouldn't blink, and all this kind of, a lot of stress there, and a lot of anxiety about the things we just talked on the previous slide. And so yeah, let's shake it out. It was a little bit emotional, probably. Just breathe, and like breathe in and breathe out, and maybe move some more, or just like feel a bit more in your body and kind of free. Like, you can blink, you can breathe, just feel good. And let's move to the actually tips how to survive the photo shoot and make it better experience. So how to prepare. So there will be two parts. One is how to prepare, and other what to do on the photo shoot itself. So first of all, you are the people who know yourself, and you need to take care of your needs. First thing you can do is actually get used to how you look like, but in non-judgmental way. So what you can do for that, you can try exercise with the mirror. You can just come to the mirror, look at yourself, and be curious about the person you are seeing there. like probably your attention might, like jump to the points you're normally looking at, like, is my cheeks are too big, or I don't know, like, do I look good, or what's going on with this face, or what's like, I don't know, where's my cellulite or whatever. Like it's I'm talking about myself. um so but just look at your mirror image and just be curious about this person, like look what is interesting about them. Maybe you notice something new, what is beautiful about them. If you are looking, if you didn't know that it's you, it's just some other person you see on the picture or in the mirror, like what you can say about them, what you like about them. So and if you do this exercise maybe for a couple of minutes every day, you might start noticing some new and maybe some maybe new attitudes also, and kind of like look with curiosity, maybe look at, as an artist, like what is the jawline, what does the hair look like, if you want to draw this person, for example, or if you want to make, like take a picture of this person, like how, like what you find interesting about them. And also, like, you can practice with taking selfies, or just ask people, just make a picture of you without actual thinking or like posing too much, just just to have more pictures of yourself from different angles, and which helps you actually to get used to how you look like and stop being surprised every time you see yourself in the mirror or in the pictures. Like, it really helped me. I'm also I video myself sometimes, just like putting the camera and like doing some exercises, which I'm doing anyway. And then I can see myself in the movement, and then it kind of gives more three-dimensional experience. And so it also shows me something that, again, other people can see because they look from outside and they look me in the movement, but I can't, because I live in from inside myself, my body, and it's just the means I can use. So the second thing is choose clothes in which you feel comfortable. Like, for me, it's essential, and this is what I tell my clients every time. Like, you need to feel comfortable in your clothes. You need not just like, it's very important that you like your mirror image, and like definitely choose something you like, but it also should be like nice cloth, and it shouldn't make you feel somehow stiff, or you shouldn't worry that you need to kind of adjust something, or it might go wrong, or so like it definitely should just work perfectly, and then you won't be worrying about that. You will be sure that you look good, you feel good, we can concentrate on something else. Of course, I do give some recommendations about the colors, maybe, but I always say, like, there is a recommendation, but if you have your favorite dress or favorite whatever, which doesn't go into my recommendations, just like go with your favorite thing. I'd better work with you feeling good rather than me trying to create a beautiful picture and then you are kind of being stuck in this picture. So go with your feeling. And the third thing is like, think in advance what else can make you feel good. It can be anything. I mean, maybe you want to grab a coffee before the photo shoot because it just makes you, makes you feel, I do grab a coffee. Or maybe you have a favorite music, which also makes you feel good, or it might help you to relax on the photo shoot, and that's great. Like, take your favorite music. Or something else. I don't know, maybe you have your own ideas already. So kind of think how you can make yourself even more comfortable and even more happy before the shoot, because probably if you don't have any experience, you will come and you will feel nervous and stressed anyway. So it will at least reduce the first anxiety levels. And whoops, what's going on? Yeah. Cool. So on the shoot, first of all, when you're there and then you feel like, I don't know, something, nah, make sure you're breathing, because like how we tested with the passport photo, like if we're stressed, it's one of the, like, if we're stressed, first thing which changes is our breath. We might hold our breath, or we might kind of breathe more actively or something else. So like probably, make sure that you're breathing. And if you feel that you're holding your breath, just like breathe in, breathe out, and yeah, make you feel alive again. Second questions I'm also asking is like, where is your attention? When you are in front of the camera and in front of the photographer, where is your attention? Are you there somewhere behind the camera and you're thinking like, do I look good? Is it my right side? Is it like how I will look later, or will we get good pictures? Something like you're not here, you're somewhere there, and you're trying to control something you can't control because you don't know how you look like. You don't know what will be on the pictures. And like actually you're with throwing your attention away from your body, you making it kind of worse. And it's not helping the process. So like bring it back to the body. Feel like you can notice any sensation which is active now. So maybe you can feel how your clothes is touching your body, or maybe it's, I don't know, some wind on your face, or just sensations on your skin, something which gives you, or maybe you can feel your feet, like how you're standing on your feet. So it brings your attention back to your body, to yourself, and you can actually gives you more control. If you feel anxious, it's a good thing. The next thing you can check, is there any tension in your body? And to do that, you can scan yourself, like bring your attention first to your face and check your jaw and your face. Like normally on the photo shoot, we're like trying to make some faces or like smile, or and sometimes people discover that they're kind of tired of smiling or tired of having some kind of facial expressions they have for like the last 5 minutes, and it's just stuck there. So it's good to like maybe do some movement, and then and then also like trace this tensions, like go back, what happens to your shoulders, maybe you stiffen your shoulders and move them a little bit, and then go down, and like how does your belly feel like, and are you like, again, are you holding your breath? Is it tense? Go down to your legs, and then down to your feet, and so check all these body parts and relax and move a little bit. This is also very helpful. And the last thing is, how do you want to be? For me, it's essential questions, because sometimes when people come to the photo shoot, they think that it's how do I want to look like, how do I want to be seen? Because pictures, it's so much about being seen, about this, again, like a picture, but it's what I like believe in. And in my experience, you can't make anything if it's not there. So you can't show anything if it's not there. Or maybe you're a great actor, but I think actors also like work through the sensations, like how I feel, how I want it to be seen, then I should feel it. So actually ask yourself, how do you want to be? If you want to see your relaxed, nice, fun pictures, then be relaxed. Find the way to enjoy yourself, to be, to have fun. And then you will get these pictures. Then you will see, because it will be real. It will be, real you. And so, and that's almost it. So I would say that you don't need to suffer for your beautiful pictures. The best you can do is like really relax and enjoy yourself. And you can definitely blink, move, drink coffee, talk, whatever, make yourself comfortable, and yeah, and just enjoy.